This is page 128. This is video part 2. This video is going to model for you numbers 7 and 13, and then it's going to provide the answers for 9, basically 8 through 14. So I'm going to model 2 more problems for you. I'm going to provide all the answers for you to check your own answers, and then the third video on this page will be all the word problems at the bottom of the page. So let's check this out right here. Let's start with a whiteboard, and we are on number 7. And 7 is somewhat complicated, which is why I wanted to go through it. It's 5 and 6,372 10,000ths divided by 1700ths. And the first step here is to multiply my divisor by 100, which means move the decimal twice to the right, and then do the same thing to your dividend. And now I have 56 divided by 17, that's how I'm going to get started. How many times does 56 go into 17? 17 times 3 is 51, so I'm going to put a 3 right here. And 17 times 3 is 51, and I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to get 53. And then I already know that 17 times 3, and if you didn't know that, you just do it right here. 17 times 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, so it's 51. I'm going to use that same number here. 17 goes into 53 3 times. 3 times 17 is 51. Subtracting, you get a 2. Bring down your 7. 17 goes into 27 once. 1 times 17 is 17. Get a difference of 10. I'm going to need to make my whiteboard longer. Pretty much out of space, but that's okay. 17 doesn't go into 10, so I drop my 2. And how many times does 17 go into 102? I'm going to guess and check on that, but I'm going to notice something, that 51 would round to 50, and this is 100. How many times does 50 go into 100? 2 times. So I'm just going to double this 3 and make it a 6. I'm going to guess 6 and see if that works. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. I guessed it right. It's 6. 6 times 17 is 102, so I would subtract and get 0, which means I'm done. And then I need to go and move my decimal straight up. It goes right here. My answer is 33 and 1600ths. Alright, so we're going to go ahead now and provide the answers for some of the rest of these problems, and then we'll do number 13 in a minute. The answer to number 8 is 1 and 9500ths. And I'm just providing these answers for you to check your work. So if you haven't done these yet, go ahead and hit pause, solve 9 and 10, and hit play to check your work. The answer to number 9 is 19. It's a whole number. To number 10, the answer is 0 and 3/10. The answer to number 11 is 6 and 2/10. Number 12, the answer is 405. Number 13, I want to model for you. So the difference with 13 and some of these other ones is you need to divide a whole number, 90, by a decimal, 0 and 3600ths. And so then if you think back to what we said about what you have to do to the divisor, you got to move the decimal 2 places to the right. And then you have to do the same thing to the dividend that you did to the divisor, but there's no decimal in the dividend. So what we have to do is we have to annex a decimal and 2 zeros, and then do the same thing we did to 90 that we did to 36, which is multiply it by 100, which is the same thing as moving the decimal 2 places to the right. So now it kind of looks like 9,000 divided by 36, which will get us the right answer. 36 goes into 90 only twice. You might guess 3 times. 3 times 30 is 90, but that'd be a little too high. 36 times 2 is 72. And if you borrow here, you're going to end up with 10 minus 2 is 8, and 8 minus 1 is, or 8 minus 7 is 1. And annex is 0. And how many times does 36 go into 180? It's anybody's guess. It's going to be a few, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, something like that. So you could start by guessing just 5. And that is the right answer. I'm acting like you didn't know that, but it is. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. So you get 180, so 5 goes here. 5 times 36 is 180. You subtract and get a 0, and you bring down this 0. Now, my decimal goes right here, and I don't have anything else to divide. So is the answer 25? It's not. You have to actually put in 36 goes into 0 0 times. So the answer is not 25, it's 250. And if you didn't have that 0 there, it would look funny. There's a space and then a decimal here, so you have to have that 0 there to make it look normal. The answer is 250. Alright, the last one for this page, we're not going to model this one for you, we're just going to provide the answer. You go ahead and solve number 14, then when you're ready, check your answer. The answer is 11 and 8/10. Okay, good job. That was part 2. The next video will be the word problems from the bottom of the page.